check, check. So we're going to do a little test here. I'm just doing a test of my alignment compared to Skytrack and GSPro. So we'll do a little bit in Skytrack range, and then we'll jump over to GSPro range. Just doing little chips. As you can notice, one of the things that hopefully you can see, but in the video, so you know, based on my ball and everything. So I'm expecting any ball that lands and drops around this area to be pretty close to the line. All right, that's kind of how I have it lined up. I got that little putting ramp there, so anything that falls maybe back in the putting ramp should be pretty close to straight. We're just gonna do about 4 or 5 each without changing anything. Little chips, like don't have to be perfect, but anything that lands close to that should be close on the line, right? I think what I'm noticing that's causing a little bit of it is not so much of the alignment as the face angle, maybe, when you're coming through impact. So that should be a little bit off to the right, I would think. Yep. And it's also too, I guess, depending on how far your screen is, you know, because a little bit, a degree or so at the beginning is going to turn into a bigger degree based on distance. And that's kind of what I'm noticing. So it may not be anything that's kind of off, right? You can see how close those are in regards to the line, or at least, you know, picking a line or whatever. Do one more and then we'll jump over to GSPro and do the same little test without changing anything. You can notice, right? So you can notice I do have a little bit of offset, which is fine because I do the same offset in GSPro. So now we're just going to jump over to GSPro and do very same little test. So let's exit out of Skytrack. And we're going to jump into GSPro. Alright, so just gonna jump into GSPro practice range or driving range. Now before I did this, I spent a little time in regards to doing a little bit of alignment with Skytrack. So then GSPro, little short shot here. I'm going to check my alignment just to kind of match it up a little bit with what I kind of expect, right? And then right here we're just going to do some little chips. So again, anything that kind of lands on my ramp right up in here, I would expect to be pretty close to the line. Didn't do anything, just switch software and do some chips. Alright, and let me just double check here since I jumped over. Sometimes I just gotta make sure it's connected. So let's just do this again, especially since I jumped right out of Skytrack. So let me just do it again and make sure. Just reset, save, and do my connector again. Make sure everything in there looks good. And try to connect to Skytrack, and we got our ball. We're good. Right? So let's just do it. Right here. Should be off a little to the right. A little to the right. Should be pretty straight. So actually, it might be that based on my task, that it was really just getting it aligned right, because now it seemed to be that right. You can see where that one landed on my mat versus where it ended up. Had a couple good ones, but that one was way off compared to the video. So do another one here. That was a good example. That was another good example, right? And you can kind of see how straight where the ball landed, right there on my little landing area, looked like it was pretty straight. So it's kind of hit and miss. Maybe it is ball position or something. That's another one. Should be off a little to the left, maybe, I think. Yeah. So there's definitely a little bit, especially on little short chips. And maybe it is really with ball position versus anything else. So let's see one more. That one should be off to the right. Yeah. That's the cool thing with at least the delay that people talk about, but I can almost call the shot before it happens. Get one more, then we'll call it the day. And that should be maybe off to the left. See that? I thought that should have been off to the left. You can see where it landed when the ball came off and hit. But there you go. There's a little bit of something maybe, and maybe it's, the ball, the face, or something.